The 5D trap. It's interesting because for a long time, that's all we were striving for, was to get into the 5D, where that was supposed to be where paradise was, right? Where we hit enlightenment. Instead, it's really the transition space, and that has kept a lot of people stuck, actually, because they start having breakthroughs and they think they're there, when in fact they're still repeatedly processing through the same energy of recycling and healing and trauma. And the journey just gets entangled in this chaotic terrain of the 5D field. Again, we're mistaking it for our final destination rather than it being the bridge that we need to get into unity consciousness. And the trap of the 5D is really confusing because the turbulence of the transition is what people think is enlightenment, which just seems kind of odd. The mind viruses that we're still breezing through, is trying to break through, and the illusions of separation that thrive in this transition space are masquerading as enlightenment and keeping us bound in cycles of chaos. And there's a lot of chaos in the world right now. So I think we're in the heart of the 5D transition personally. And so, in order for us to move beyond this, we must see the 5D for what it is. It's not bad, it's a pathway, it's the bridge to transformation and the transcendence into coherence into the 7D unity consciousness. So, understanding that the 5D can become a trap, just like the 3D was, instead of romanticizing it as being in a spiritual awakening, see it for what it is, step into the chaos and get onto the other side of it, because that's what you're really truly seeking in this transition on earth, moving into consciousness into higher levels, getting those higher frequencies and vibrations, and fully getting your feet out of the 3D, get it into the 5D, out of survival and into these frequencies of transition, so we can break through the chaos, break through the old structures, break down and get through our shadow work, and then finally start breaking through duality as we've known it and lived with it for eons, and start moving into harmony. Start unraveling what is not harmony, to start getting beyond the disorientation we are feeling right now because of all the chaos, and start moving into feeling whole, to move past always processing all the trauma and getting into wholeness by connecting into our higher aspects, into our higher consciousness, stepping into that quantum field in the 0 point. So we can get past the narrative of suffering, chaos, shadow, getting to the path of liberation, getting into true liberation and transition into our higher 7D unity consciousness. 7D unity consciousness, to me, is the true destination of unity consciousness. It's not just the absence of chaos, it's the embodiment of coherence and balance, where duality starts collapsing and we can start seeing and I start with that first, being ourselves first. And as we do that and duality collapses away, we then can also see the interconnectedness we have with everything, including the one standing next to us or the one on the other side of the world. We start seeing the oneness in everything. And those viruses and illusions, they start losing their grip because the tools of fear and separation aren't working anymore. It's like this distortion is recognized so fast that it just falls away, and it cannot exist in this unified field of unity in the 7D world. We experience harmony instead of the chaos. The turbulence starts fading away as we transition out of the 5D, sorry, into the 7D, and we start transmuting all that chaos into stillness and peace. Trauma also starts transforming. We're not recycling it over and over again. And that is something I've watched people go through the same trauma experience over and over again, and they've not broken through anything. They're still stuck in the emotion of it. There's no joy in that for sure, but there's no benefit in it either. So we need to start breaking apart enough so that it dissolves versus hanging on to it. Our egos actually start integrating in, and our unconscious no longer has and holds those old belief structures. It serves the purpose that it was actually designed for, which is making sure everything here is working. We connect so much deeper with our divine intelligence. Decisions are all about our intuitive clarity, about tapping in, about knowing and moving past reactiveness, past reactive fear. And we start creating, which just takes over. It just starts ruling the day. And we no longer are controlled by external forces, but we're being very clear and in that 0 point. So join me in quantum alchemy fusion for our next steps and breaking through the 5D. So, how do we move past this 5D trap? Recognizing the chaos for what it is step one. It's a transitional phase, it's a bridge, it's not a destination. It's meant to be a space where we can unravel the illusions, start getting rid of those mind viruses. But if you stay too long in this play space, we get caught up and we keep recreating the cycles and we still aren't moving out of delusions. We're just seeing it at a different level, but still stuck in it. Second of all, anchor yourself within the quantum 0 point field and use breath work, meditation. Being present in a moment really stabilizes your energy field, but also brings a lot of inner peace. And it just kind of dissolves the distortions that are around and the chaos that are surrounding us. No matter what you do right now, it's everywhere. And moving into the quantum field is getting us into that bridge into the 7D coherence. Start reframing our shadow work. We go through a process now where we're going through the basics. We're clearing out this lifetime stuff, and then we're taking people through contract clearing, and then what's left over, we understand, is actual the shadow work. Can't even see what the shadow is right now. We got so much other crap in our systems, so we have to go through these steps and we get into the shadow work and can truly start integrating our gifts that are hidden there. So the goal here is to transform, not to keep repeating these cycles of going through your shadow work. And then start stepping into unity awareness. See yourself in the world as being interconnected. Be willing to release our attachments to the dualistic thinking of the 3 and 5D and step into that unity awareness. How do we all come together in one heart centered purpose? And as we get into this next steps, we connect deeper and deeper into the super consciousness, and you're aligning your body and your mind and your higher intelligence all in one field. In this space, there's just clarity and peace. And you know why you're here. You know who you are. You know who the person next to you is. We each play a role. And we're all this beautifully unified field that sounds like a dream. Not sure we're going to get there in this lifetime, but this is where we're going and moving out of the seductive chaos that we've been in and start breaking through the old. And this is actually what evolution is all about. This is how we move into higher realms of life experience, into more stability, into more harmony, moving out of the chaos. So the question is, are you willing to start stepping out of the 5D and into that unity consciousness? And remember, this is not about recycling the journey. It's about stepping into the ultimate self of embodying your divine essence. So the choice is always ours. Every day we get to make a choice. Are we going to get lost in the chaos that's around us, or are we going to step into coherence of our soul? So until we see you guys again, bye for now.